We're starting things off this morning with a look at our weather forecast because the triple digits have returned. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick joining us in the Weather Center. Now, Thomas, just how hot will it get in our area?
Yeah, for Spokane, I did forecast right at 100 degrees even for today, which isn't the hottest day of the year, but will be one of them. That is for sure. Yesterday, we were 97. Today will be just a little bit warmer overall. We can already tell this morning where our temperatures are up by about 3 degrees from this point yesterday. We're still at 67, what is expected to be about our low temperature for the day. We're just after sunrise, though. It does look a little bit hazy out there in Coeur d'Alene. Unsurprisingly, there's a little bit of some nearby wildfire smoke. More on that in a moment. Here are the current temperatures across the inland northwest. Still our few usual cool spots. Nice to have a refreshing morning on the Palouse and Pullman where it is 56 degrees. But in central Washington, it's even warmer yet in the low 70s first thing in the morning. So our temperatures will climb incredibly fast today, getting into the 90s by noon, about 100 degrees even for the high temperature today, about 4 or 5 o'clock by the afternoon hours. Maybe a little extra cloud cover could take the edge off. We'll see more in the way of that come tomorrow, but maybe not so much for today. And the heat doesn't stop here either. It's not just today and tomorrow. It's next week already, forecasting yet another heat wave for the inland northwest. So coming up, I'll give you an idea of just how long these heat waves are going to last for our region. Your forecast is in a couple minutes.
Called me, said we got to go, and I got home, got the pets and things evacuated that we could, and sent her and my mother-in-law to my parents, and it's all good. We're gonna be fine.
Plumes of smoke could be seen from across Spokane as a brush fire continues to burn near Highway 195 in South Spokane. Fire crews attacking the fire from the ground and by air. So many of your phone's alert notifications went off yesterday because of that fire, and we now know that all evacuation levels for the fire burning near Highway 195 have been lifted except for one area. So take a look at this map here. Level 2 evacuations are still in place for Mullen Hill to Excelsior Road. It's also between Highway 195 and 100 West Gibbs Road. So crews say most people can return home, but to stay alert and be ready to go at a moment's notice. Again, Highway 195 back open this morning for drivers. So the fire started around noon yesterday and quickly spread to 20 acres. As of 7 p.m. last night, it is 50% contained. Around 10 aircrafts were used to drop enough water to keep the fire from spreading. This is actually not the first time a fire has burned in this same area. One family we spoke to say a similar one happened 30 years ago and says the response efforts have drastically changed.
There was no helicopters, no fire bosses. The response has been just fantastic.
Crews stayed in the area overnight to monitor the fire and potential hotspots. Spokane County Fire District 3 says cleanup efforts will continue for the next few days. Investigators do not know what sparked the fire yet, but the fire danger remains high as the high heat continues the rest of the week. Crews will be along Highway 195 this morning, so if you do see any fire trucks, be sure to move over and slow down to give them plenty of room. The sentencing continues for the Freeman High School shooter who killed one classmate and injured 3 others back in 2017. Both the state and defense attorneys had their own psychologists evaluate Caleb Sharp separately. While they did not agree on a few areas of their assessments, they do agree on the shooter's needs to continue mental health treatment. Dr. Alexander Duncan spoke for the state. He evaluated and diagnosed the shooter after his arrest. Duncan says the shooter had conduct disorder, which is a behavioral disorder described as a disregard for others. He added the disorder is mostly in remission, but residual traits remain.
Because it's a transitional time coming out of prison, there is some risk of, getting arrested, and so having all of that in place and transitioning well to the community is essential.
Duncan is concerned the gunman does not believe there is anything wrong with him and thinks he needs more mental health treatment. The sentencing hearing will continue today. The judge is expected to deliver a sentence tomorrow. It's 6:06 now. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. The man accused of killing 22-year-old Jacoby Ford pleaded guilty to murder. 25-year-old Michael Lee was arrested for second-degree murder after fatally shooting Ford outside of a bar back in July of 2021. His charges were upped to first-degree murder after his arrest. Ford was a former Shadle Park High School athlete and had just signed to go pro in track before he was killed. Court records show he was dating Lee's ex-girlfriend at the time. She also had a child with Lee. Lee will be sentenced at a later date. A man was arrested after attacking a person with a knife in downtown Spokane. Police say the incident happened on Tuesday afternoon near Sprague Avenue and Wall Street. 52-year-old Ernest Rapoli reportedly attacked a man with a knife and then ran away. Police later found him nearby. Rapoli faces multiple charges for assaulting, resisting arrest, and possessing a dangerous weapon. Wenatchee police are investigating the murder of a teenager. Police responded to a report of a cardiac arrest, but when they arrived, they actually found 18-year-old Yair Flores with gunshot wounds. Police tried to save him, but he died at the scene. No suspect has been identified, and the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is encouraged to call Wenatchee Police. That number there on your screen, and that's a look at your morning rush. Spokane Public Schools is gearing up for the school year. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez got to attend new teacher training this week, just a few weeks before the school year begins. Nicole, what happened during this training?
So Tim, new teachers and staff were right here at the New Tech Skill Center earlier this week for that new hire training, and it was basically just an early first day of school for new hires. And we were able to speak with one of them who's very excited to get to full-time teaching this year.
All right, I think we are ready to get...
Dozens of teachers gathered Tuesday, each excited to teach for the Spokane Public School District this year, including Jingle Gorton.
I am the new English language development teacher at Shaw Middle School.
She is finally able to put her unique passion for teaching into action, teaching 6th through 8th graders for the first time. She does have her normal first day of school jitters, though.
The number one reason is because kids 3rd grade and above are almost taller or as tall as me. And, you know, taller kids terrify me.
But what doesn't terrify her is knowing her place as a teacher. She found her place being a voice for the underrepresented in Spokane Public Schools.
It's my duty, my responsibility to represent the people that have not been heard or seen. And 35% across the district of the students are from Marshall Islands.
Her unique passion now will benefit the students at SPS, along with 100 other teachers' passions.
So far, the teacher shortage hasn't affected Spokane Public Schools.
On top of those 100 new hires, SPS also hired a record number of teachers last year.
It's kind of a mix. We have people that are first-year teachers. We have people that are relocating. We even have people that, this is their second career.
And these teachers are walking in with a sense of relief as union contracts are in the final stages of approval before the school year starts. The district says this is one of the earliest ends to negotiations.
So I think people will like that structure.
The agreement brings late start Mondays to SPS, giving teachers extra time for development. Teachers will also get a 5.5% raise, plus it solidifies the school year calendar starting on September 6th and ending on June 16th.
I'm so excited.
So Spokane Public Schools is still hiring for this school year, and not just for teachers. They are also looking for support staff for schools like nutritional workers and janitorial workers as well. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Across the state, Seattle Public Schools is working to ensure they won't face any future staffing issues. City leaders agreed to help fund what's being called the Academy for Rise Educators. The program covers tuition for a bachelor's degree and certification for future teachers who agree to teach in SPS for at least 4 years. SPS wants to diversify its teacher workforce and make it look like its student body. The program also hopes to provide the support and network teachers need to stay.
So we don't just want to attract them, we want to retain them from a culture and climate standpoint so they can thrive. And I can see 10 years from now someone from the program being a principal.
The program has hired more than 120 teachers. Over 50% of them are people of color. This year, 60 teachers graduated from the program and are entering Seattle classrooms this year. However, many school districts across the nation are struggling to fill their classrooms with qualified teachers. Kansas is down about 1,400 teachers statewide. Dallas had 300 positions to fill with just weeks to go. And San Francisco is starting the school year short more than 100 teachers. The president of the American Federation of Teachers says the shortage is due to low pay, politics of the classroom, and a lack of appreciation for educators.
We need the politicians to stop making these culture wars and to respect the work we do, respect parents, respect kids, and respect teachers, and that doesn't cost a dime.
Still, about 300,000 public school teachers and staff left the field between February of 2020 and May of 2022 nationwide. And some districts are getting creative to bring teachers back to class, offering 4-day work weeks and thousands of dollars in incentives.